Once upon a time, there was a guy named Daedalus who was like the Steve Jobs of ancient Greece. He was super smart and good at making things, especially cool gadgets. One day, Daedalus and his son Icarus got in trouble and ended up stuck on this island called Crete. It was ruled by King Minos, who was kind of a jerk. Daedalus was a bit of a control freak, so he didn't like being stuck on an island ruled by a jerk. He really wanted to escape. But there was a problem. The island was surrounded by the sea, and Daedalus didn't have a boat. So, being the genius inventor that he was, he came up with a brilliant plan. Daedalus decided to make these fancy wings for himself and Icarus. But these weren't just any wings. They were made out of feathers and wax. Can you believe it? Feathers and wax. I mean, that sounds pretty crazy, right? Anyway, Daedalus told Icarus, "Listen, kid, we're going to fly out of here. But be careful. Don't fly too high because the sun is really hot and will melt the wax. And don't fly too low because the sea will get you wet and you'll sink like a stone." Icarus was like, "Cool, Dad. Let's do this." So, they put on their wings and took off into the sky. It was like a real-life superhero movie or something. They were soaring through the air, feeling the wind in their faces. Icarus was like, "Woohoo! This is amazing." He was having the time of his life, flying around and doing flips in the air. But here's where things start to go wrong. You see, Icarus was a typical teenager and didn't like following rules. He was like, "Hey, Dad, I know you said not to fly too high, but I want to touch the sun. I want to be the coolest kid in the sky." Daedalus was like, "No, Icarus. Bad idea. You'll melt the wax and fall to your doom." But Icarus didn't listen. He was all like, "Whatever, Dad. I know better." So, Icarus started flying higher and higher, getting closer and closer to the sun. And guess what? The wax in his wings started to melt, just like Daedalus had warned. Icarus didn't notice at first, because he was too busy feeling like a rock star. But soon enough, his wings fell apart, and he plummeted from the sky like a rock. Splash! Icarus landed in the sea with a big splash. And that was the end of him. Poor Icarus. He didn't listen to his dad, and now he was fish food. Daedalus, being the responsible parent that he was, tried to find his son, but it was too late. Icarus was gone forever. Daedalus was heartbroken. He had lost his son because of a classic case of teenage rebellion. But he didn't let his grief consume him. Instead, he continued flying with his partially melted wings and eventually made it to safety. And that's the story of the flight of Icarus. It's a cautionary tale about the perils of not listening to your parents and trying to touch the sun. So, remember, kids, always follow the rules and don't fly too close to the sun, or you might end up as a soggy pancake in the sea. The end. If you liked this video, click here to check out me explaining Indiana Jones badly.